Level 1 of leadership of all 10. Can I just jump in? Is that okay? Can I jump in? Level 1 of leadership. Now, when you draw this out, you can draw it like a table. Okay? I always teach that leadership is about me. So when I say a table, what I mean, if my camera will show it to you, what I mean is you create a table with columns on it like this, highlighting me. Can you see that? Leadership is about me. Leadership is about me. What do I mean by that? I don't mean leadership is about my ego. I mean leadership, my effectiveness in leadership is going to be determined by how I work on myself. I heard so many leaders tell me, especially in the world I'm in the church world, I've had so many leaders come to me and say, Apostle, nobody's following me. Apostle, nobody respects me. The question a leader asks is not, why is no one following me? The question a leader asks is, am I followable? The question a leader asks is, why do people not respect me? The question the leader asks is, am I respectable? Am I a respectable person? So the leader works on him or herself to become an influence. We measure distance in centimeters and meters. We measure height in feet. We measure liquid in liters or pints. We measure speed in miles per hour, kilometers per hour. We measure leadership by influence. We measure leadership by influence. You want to be an influence. Now, people have social media, and on social media, they call the people who are with you on social media followers. That's not necessarily true. What you realize if you're on social media is you actually don't have followers, you have watchers. I call them monitoring spirits. Watchers. Of my followers, I have many watchers. Then you look deeper and you have people who like. You have people who like. Not everybody, social media has taught me that not everybody who's watching me likes what I'm doing. Then of the likers, you have commentators. Then of the commentators, you have people like yourself who buy in. You are the followers. Are you understanding me? The audience is not necessarily where the influence of the leader is. The crowd is not necessarily where the influence of a leader lies. The influence of the leader lies in his ability to convert his crowd into followers. And those followers the leader has, the leader doesn't need many to bring a tipping point. The leader needs a minority within whom he or she has poured intensely into their DNA, and they can change the world with a few people. Gideon, the men you have are too many. These are the men who turned the world upside down. 12 men turned the world upside down. The leader is measured by the success of those who follow. So I want to, yes, in life we talk about finance and money, but what I want to discuss with you today is leadership. Because if I've given you time management, but you haven't done your schedule, you're not a leader. If you cannot lead yourself, what is leading you? That's the question you've got to ask. If you cannot lead yourself, something is leading you. Something is influencing you. Okay, so let's start with level number 1 of leadership. Level number 1, on the M side, write the word mindfulness. On the E side, write the word enlightenment. The first level of leadership is the leader must be a thoughtful person. Leaders are thinkers. Leaders are thinkers. There's a reason why we call them thought leaders. Leaders think deeply. Leaders live more inside than they do outside. Leaders visit earth, but they dwell in heaven. What do I mean by that? Leaders have understood that the external world is created by the internal world. So the first level of a leader is to be mindful of the world inside them. Are you understanding me? Because the leader must become pregnant with the reality he or she wants to birth. So that this is why we deal with imagination courses and things like that. Because you must be a mindful person. You must be in control in your mind. In this place, the leader is the enlightened one. Because the leader doesn't operate by sight, the leader operates by insight. Is everybody with me? That means a leader must spend time painfully thinking about everything. Painfully thinking about, these are the three things I think about always in life. My three frustrations. I've told you before: effectiveness, efficiency, and excellence. Effectiveness. Tobi, is your life fruitful, or are you just busy? I'm always thinking, is my system working? Is my schedule working? Am I wasting time? Do I have the right people around me or the wrong people? There must be an evaluation of your life. That evaluation can only take place when you stop being busy in the external world. The internal world is called the world of cause. The external world is called the world of effect. You must spend more time in the causal realm. This is what we call being spiritual. You must spend more time in your invisible world. As you spend time on that invisible world, your visible world becomes the expression of your invisible world. So, level one, the leader must be mindful. The leader must be mindful. This mindfulness is painful because the leader will walk through a dark corridor of confusion first. The leader must go through the turmoil of their busy mind. The leader must face their worst enemy. I was in my brother's church and he announced something. He was speaking on the topic of Exodus, and he quoted the famous scripture in Exodus that says, basically, the Egyptians you have seen, you will see no more forever. And the whole church screamed, oh, because I guess the Egyptian represents Satan to them, and they'll see them no more forever. And have you ever had God poop your party? Whilst I was there screaming, God said to me, so why did they die if their enemy was dead? He said, you know what I was really showing them? Their problem is not the devil. What killed those guys in the wilderness? They killed themselves. They killed themselves. Your worst enemy is not actually the devil, it's you. It's you. And most people are not willing to face themselves. It's a very, most people, if I say, go sit in a room by yourself, you'll be angry. If I say, add fasting and get quiet and go sit by yourself, you'll be upset. Yet some people want to be married, but they hate their own company. Listen, you pay for this, so I didn't force you to be here. Mindfulness leads to enlightenment. I must become mindful. What must I become mindful of? 3 things must fill my mind. Notice I didn't say empty the mind. Empty your mind, something will fill you. I said mindful. It's my favorite word that they've used in the modern world for meditation. mindfulness. My mind must be full. In fact, if my mind is going to empty, it must be full. If I want to get rid of what's inside of a cup, I can displace it by filling the cup with what I want. As I fill the cup with what I want, what I don't want displaces itself. Mindfulness is a great practice. Your mind must be full of three things. Three things must be in your mind all the time. Number one, in your mind must be your focus. Must be your focus. Your mind needs three things to be enlightened. Number one, a focus. There must be a purpose, a predetermined dream, an idea, a desired outcome. You may not know the whole thing, but you must have a desired outcome. Without the desired outcome, discipline doesn't show up. Discipline doesn't show up until desire is there. For lack of vision, my people cast off restraint. Discipline does not show up until desire is confirmed. The mind is like a sat-nav. I must first plot the end destination, and then the sat-nav will yield instructions. Part of the reason why you're on this course is because your mind gave you an end destination. Now, one of the instructions your mind gave you is you need this guy to get there. Are you with me? So I must be mindful of my focus. Number two, I must be mindful of instruction. A focus without instruction is frustration. Put in my sat nav again. Take me to Woolwich Arsenal from Windsor. If my sat nav doesn't speak to me, I'm frustrated. End of the road, turn left, then go right, then go here. Once the focus is determined, the mind will begin to yield instructions. Instructions should not only come from the mind, though. The third thing the mind needs is a mentor, coach, champion, father figure, mother figure, whatever that is. The mind needs a mentor. Needs those three things, and you are now enlightened. Now, when I talk about information, information comes in three levels: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. There must be knowledge, the know-how of something. The know-how, the knowledge of a thing. You must. Listen, if you're going to trade, you best know it. You best have knowledge. If you're going to be in real estate, you best have knowledge. The second thing is understanding. There must be comprehension of the knowledge. Comprehension can be tough, but you've got to have comprehension. So I'm learning about my camera. I have knowledge of the camera, but now I need an understanding of certain things. So I watched a 2-hour video today to understand what is f-rate, what is ISO, what is aperture, what frame will give me the largest width. And I learned the higher the number, the wider the shot, the lower the number, the less the shot, the lower the aperture, the more the background is blurred. So you can see if I put my hand here, the background blurs itself. That's aperture. I was learning all of that over the week. What am I doing? I am comprehending the camera. Now, guess what I can do? Walk in wisdom. What is wisdom? The application. The application all comes at level one. I can leave you on level one and this session is good enough. Would you agree? I can give you just that and the session is good enough. And I'd encourage you, watch what I'm teaching you over and over and over again. If I'm your coach, if I'm your mentor, make sure it becomes part of you. Part of you. Okay? Number two. Listen, I'm giving you millions of pounds of information. I hope you don't have a 99-pound mentality. I know you didn't pay much for it. So please, I need you to really hone this in. What will give me joy and what the way you can honor me is not the fee you pay. That's nothing. In fact, I was being advised by my marketing head today to increase the fee drastically. I said, I'm not going to do it. I want to help people and I want to help them out. This fee is not it. Let me be honest with you. What will really, really honor me is that you become the fulfillment of what I'm teaching you. The greatest respect you can show a mentor is to succeed. The greatest dishonor you can do me is to quit and give up. I don't have time for quitters. Quitters never win and winners never quit. Quitting is one of the hardest habits to break. That's why I try not to get involved in something. Because if I have to get involved in something that I'm going to quit, I will program myself as a quitter. I don't even bother doing anything that I know at some point I may quit. Because quitting is one of the hardest habits to break. That doesn't mean you shouldn't know when to quit. There's some things that just don't work in this life.